Hello everyone. In this short video, I'm going to demonstrate how an organization is taking the same set of data and in their BI tools or different downstream systems, they are creating different definitions of the data and creating a nightmare for the organization to govern that particular data set. While those data mean same thing, but the business definitions changes without the proper governance and control around it, and therefore as it trickles down to the downstream systems and further down, it creates a different organizational challenge to understand the data, what it actually means, and actually the lineage of the data. So here within this small example, I'm going to show how Kyligence is actually able to solve that problem with its universal semantic layer, providing the single version of the truth. So typically a large organization will have different BI user groups, and they would be using Excel, different BI tools like Tableau, Power BI, maybe MicroStrategy, Cognos, etc. And each of these tools will end up creating its own business definition. Let's see how. So this is our Excel layer. It's connecting to a pivot table, and it is actually doing some calculations in getting the data. It is actually doing some count distinct. I'm getting some data out here, and then I will be adding a hierarchy here. So as and when this hierarchy comes, you have the liberty to actually take this and create a different value for this. So I am actually going to change this, create a different business definition for distinct order, and then for total order price, I may be joining this together. This is my business definition. End of the day, they remain same. But for me or the business users, I have created my own definition. So this is one example of a Excel tool. Let's revisit some of the other tools. So if I come here, this is again a Tableau looking at the same definition, if you see, and same calculated measures stuff. So I can come here and again rename the columns here, and I can put, say, total discount price. And this is my definition for the data here, which is nothing wrong. But what I did was I created different definitions across every BI tool. And as you see, these reports are published and trickle down into further downstream systems. It will create the problem of lineage and governance. Same thing with the Power BI users. So again, this is a report dashboard, which is based out of this model. And if I come here and let's say take supply cost, and if I rename this, I can rename it to just supply cost. And if I click on here, it's going to get saved and it's going to get changed. Now, what has happened is that the actual data layer is same, but because of I have different user groups, Excel, Power BI, and Tableau, I have ended up creating different business definitions for the same data. So let's examine how Kyligence is able to solve this problem. Kyligence comes with a semantic layer which can be based out of SQL or MDX. With MDX, you can create more complicated calculated measures. And as I was showing in the Excel spreadsheet, I could actually create some hierarchies within the data through MDX. Same thing with Tableau. I could create all those hierarchies within this semantic layer. Let's examine how it is being done. So I'm going to take one of this data set and I'm going to click on edit here. And then I will navigate to the model which I have chosen. And this is my OLAP model, which is coming from the Kyligence Enterprise. And within that, if I come here, I will see this model has exposed all the data set here for me. And I have actually renamed it to a business definition. And this is going to be actually exposed as a business layer into the BI application. So if I click here and if I can name this as dates, holiday, and submit, this is going to be saved as dates, holiday, submit. And this business definition will be available across every BI tool which is connecting to the semantic layer. Therefore, I have a single source where I have done a governance of the data. It is sitting here and everything is connecting to this layer. And I have the proper governance on this, the lineage on this, and I can actually back this up, do a source code control on this, so on and so forth. Therefore, for an organization to have similar capabilities of a semantic layer is very important for its governance of the data, maintaining those hierarchies like what we created at a central place. And we can use this hierarchy within different BI tools instead of creating hierarchies within the BI tools for doing those drill downs and drill downs. To know more, please visit kyligence.io